Joining me today is Kumaresh Pattabiraman. He's a country manager for LinkedIn India. Kumaresh, many thanks for speaking to PTI.
It's a pleasure to be talking to you, Momita.
Kumaresh, let's start off with the India market. In 2023, the last update that I saw, India was the second largest market for LinkedIn. Provide us an update since then. Where are you so far as the users are concerned, engagement in India is concerned? How's the base grown since then?
Momita, it's such an exciting time to be in India right now. India is LinkedIn's second largest and fastest growing market, and we have over 16 crore Indians on the platform. Our membership has grown by north of 50% in the last 2 years, and as a business, we're also growing. Our revenue has more than doubled since 2020, with marquee customers in IT, EdTech, in unicorn startups. And I would attribute all of this momentum to three driving forces in India. A young, ambitious workforce that is digital first and is on the move, with 82% looking for new jobs this year. We have the same workforce that has this appetite to upskill themselves. We see that Indians spend 50% more time learning on LinkedIn Learning every week compared to the global average. And equally importantly, we Indians, we have a deep trust in the human insights and knowledge that one gets from a trusted community of experts, mentors, and colleagues. In fact, LinkedIn is that trusted community that's helping Indians navigate their careers.
Okay. And how does India stack up as a revenue market for LinkedIn? Also, parallelly, in your leadership role, what is your vision for steering LinkedIn in India?
To unlock the next wave of growth, my focus is to tap into what makes India as a country unique. On the one hand, you have a young, ambitious workforce that is AI savvy. And on the other hand, you have a thriving Indian small and medium business ecosystem. So we're making a few big bets to tap into these opportunities, starting with video as a means for professionals to learn, share knowledge, and connect. We see a surge in immersive video uploads of 60%, which is a global high on LinkedIn in India. And that is just testament to how strong of a fit we find with video. Secondly, we are reimagining the job search experience with AI-powered job search, which is helping job seekers that can look for jobs in their own words and find jobs that are not just a great fit for their skills, but also a fit for their purpose. In fact, in India, we've added notice periods and expected salary to open to work, and we see upwards of 15 lakh Indian professionals who have already adopted this, further showing this is a sign of the importance of nailing job search in India. And lastly, we want to support India's SMB machine. We see that 30% of India's membership work for small and medium businesses. We are already building tools that help small and medium businesses hire faster, grow their businesses, and establish their brand by telling their stories. And by doing all of this, Momita, we don't believe these bets are just for India. We believe that India is a signpost for the global future of work, which means that by solving for India, we also solve for our 1.2 billion members globally.
Right, it's very heartening to know that. Is there a number of the user base that you have now? I think at the last count it was 135 million odd for India. Is there a new update in that number? And where do you see these numbers? A year, 12 to 18 months from now?
Yeah,
the rate at which you're growing.
I'm happy to share that we are now at 160 million members in India. And over the last 2 years, we grew upwards of 50%. So if you were to project that out, we are looking at maybe 2 or 3 years before we are the largest market for LinkedIn.
So in 2 or 3 years, you're saying that India would move up to the pole position of becoming the largest market for LinkedIn. globally.
That's right. That's our projection so far. But as you can imagine, the world is in a very interesting moment and a lot can change.
I like your choice of words. Interesting moment indeed. Uncertainties too, and I'm just going to come to that in a bit. I wanted to ask you though. You have built teams both in India and the US. How do you look at the Indian talent per se? And when you look at building products, creating products, what role is your India team playing in it?
Yeah, Momita, I started my career right here in Bangalore as an engineer at Google and have since had the opportunity to build several teams as part of both Microsoft and LinkedIn. And I can say that the energy, the grit, and the resourcefulness of Indian talent is simply unparalleled. In fact, it gives me a lot of pleasure when I think about how LinkedIn is helping the world tap into this talent pool. In some ways, I think of that as LinkedIn helping India establish itself as the talent capital of the world. And it's only fitting then that we have our largest R&D center outside the US, the Bay Area, right here in Bangalore. We have teams that contribute to every major line of business that we have, including talent solutions, learning solutions, premium subscriptions, marketing solutions, trust. You name it, we build in India for the world.
How you see, the macroeconomic uncertainties and the geopolitical uncertainties and concerns, how much of it affects or is a challenge on business decisions? But more importantly, given that you are the world's largest professional network globally, how do you manage, how do you advise your, members of your network in such turbulent times? I mean, there are people who are losing jobs because of AI. There are, unspoken threats of, of US tech companies growing in India. What is your larger advice in how you're helping managers, recruiters, and employees, sort of overcome the challenges, the cross-border labor displacement at this point of time, if I may put it like that?
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's such an interesting time. And when you look back in history to whenever we've had technology disrupt the workforce this much, I think it's really important to shift the lens from fewer jobs to newer jobs. We do not see AI displacing workers wholesale. What we instead see is AI is reshaping what jobs look like, and it's doing it very quickly. In fact, 50% of India's jobs on the rise this year did not exist 20 years ago. So if you are a professional today, it would be smart not to think of your job as the exact title that you have, but instead as a set of highly adaptable, evolving skills that will help you achieve something in the workforce. And it's also important at this point to start thinking about skills as the new currency of work. When it comes to how LinkedIn is helping professionals navigate these uncertain times, let's take the talent ecosystem as an example. Job seekers are applying to more jobs than ever and are hearing back less. So it must be really frustrating as a job seeker who is taking all this pain and effort to applying to jobs. We have introduced Job Match, which helps job seekers channel their energy towards jobs where they are a great fit. And that way, we help them apply to jobs that they are more likely to hear back from. Our AI-powered coaching experiences are helping our members practice for high-stakes moments and hard conversations, such as interviews, negotiations, appraisals. If you're a first-time manager that's even giving a performance appraisal, you can practice with AI-powered coaching and you get real-time feedback. Across these offerings, what I will say to a young professional that's coming into the workforce right now is the same thing that I will tell myself when I was younger. And I'd like to share a story here of my own career. The first career that I pursued was to be a professional chess player. At that time, I had poured all of my childhood into this game. And then Deep Blue defeats Caspro, AI beating the best human at this game.
Correct. Deep Blue. Yes, yes.
The feeling I had in that moment was, did AI just steal my career overnight after me having spent years building it? I think this is the feeling that millions of young professionals are having right now. Will AI make my job redundant? And if I were to look back, here's what I tell myself. The chess players who ended up embracing AI became way better than those that didn't. In fact, AI played a leveler. It created a level playing field such that Indians with humble backgrounds became world champions. And even for those that left chess completely, like me, I found a mentor who was a former chess player who told me that the skills that I used for chess could be equally valuable in other walks of life. Skills like thinking ahead, strategy, even peripheral skills like logic, math, coding could help me become a machine learning engineer. So if you are a professional entering the workforce right now, I would urge you to think about your career as a collection of highly adaptable skills that you keep adding to, and for you to embrace AI and invest in trusted human relationships, mentors, colleagues that you would invest in to be able to navigate these uncertain times. And you can do all of this on LinkedIn.
So right from DeepSeek to Deep Blue, I think we've been getting checkmated by technology and AI for decades now. Kumaresh, you talked about how, despite AI and the power of AI now at our disposal, professionals still value trusted relations, and this is something that dovetails also into a survey and a report that you released recently. What were the big takeaways there? Not so much in terms of the percentages, but overwhelmingly, what is it that people how is it that people are looking to AI? Are they using AI for judgment-based moves or merely as a tool for productivity and efficiency and to make their work better and faster?
Yeah, great question. We've always held this core belief at LinkedIn from our very founding that the value of a trusted network and of human intuition is only going to increase with time. The value of a trusted community like LinkedIn is the greatest that it's ever been, and it's only going to grow. And the reason is we believe that even with AI playing a huge role in helping professionals, we hear from Indians that the majority of them using AI find it massively valuable to help them save time. But when it comes to decision making, especially high stakes decisions, they still resort to using their intuition and human relationships that they have. In fact, 77% of Indians tell us that they continue to expect to rely on intuition and relationships to make their biggest decisions.
Okay. Given this AI era that people find themselves in, and the deluge of really waves of synthetic content, how do you ensure, one, that your user base is sort of safeguarded from such content? How do you ensure that there is no misinformation, fake content being generated, and the content that we see on LinkedIn is actually bona fide, something that connects directly with members?
At LinkedIn, every piece of content that gets distributed in the platform is something we think as a means to economic opportunity. A piece of content that may be from an authoritative source, such as LinkedIn News or an expert voice, we invest in verified voices. In fact, we've doubled down on verification on the platform, and I'm happy to share that LinkedIn today is the world's largest platform for verified professional identities. And here's what makes it even more exciting for me. This verification is free for all professionals. They can verify their identity, they can verify the workplace that they work for or the educational institution they go to. this is how we anticipate being able to create a platform that continues to remain the most trusted social platform on the internet.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, India is positioning itself and has been positioning itself as a global workforce pool for companies across the world. And that is not just today. We've seen it from the days of IT services. We have the largest and the most decorated of IT companies, make their mark on IT services front. We're now looking to replicate that success in technology and indeed AI. Government has announced the India AI mission, has put its own might behind encouraging and promoting startups. I wanted to ask you, what kind of India first innovations is LinkedIn looking at? Are there products? One, what can users expect from you over the next 12 to 18 months? That's a larger macro question. But how much of it is going to be built in India, perhaps introduced in India and then taken overseas? So made in India, introduced in India, and then replicated overseas. Are there products like that?
Great question. We see India not just as our fastest growing market, but as a market where when we solve for India, we solve for the world. As I mentioned, we see India as a signpost of the global future of work. What that really means in practice is that we internalize the problems that Indian members and Indian customers face. I'll give you an example. In the talent marketplace, we see that the need for speed of hiring is the most in India of all markets that we operate in. In fact, recruiters here hire several days faster than most other markets, which means that our products need to work for both job seekers and recruiters who desires speed as much as the quality of hires that get made. So to that end, when we obsess about solving speed in the talent marketplace, we've added features like salary, expected salary, notice period. These are considerations that job seekers have upfront to help recruiters know expectations from these job seekers and make sure that there is a better match upfront. We also have a lot more brimming on this front, and we can't wait to share with you in the next 3 or so months. But what I will say is that when we are able to solve these problems in a local market that is as forward-looking as India, we have found them to be globally relevant, and we've found the global impact that drives to be massive.
Okay. Kumaresh, I think we had it rather easy, right? A college degree followed by a professional, a professional degree or a certification, and a technology refresh coming every few years. So you reskill yourself, align yourself to the market. And now it seems overnight things have changed dramatically. I wanted to understand from you, how relevant would only a mere college degree be in future? And really, what is your advice to youth? Because it seems to me that they will have to constantly learn and relearn, given on the one hand, the macro uncertainties and the new trade and tariff concerns, but also really this AI momentum or disruption, whichever way you look at it. Is college degree going to be enough? Is refresh cycle, upskilling yourself every few years going to be enough? Or do they have to completely reorient their mindset and thinking now?
At times of uncertainty like this, it's really hard to be offering certainty, right? We do not have crystal balls for the youth that's maybe graduating out of colleges today. But what we will have to lead with is clarity. What these young professionals seek right now is guidance and direction. And that's what we are focused on delivering as LinkedIn. If you think about our products like AI AI-powered job search, AI-powered coaching, job match. These are all products that at its core is about giving guidance and direction and helping you connect with professionals who could be of help in guiding you towards your ultimate goals. What I would say is, I were entering this workforce, yes, I would be a bit more anxious than before, where there were like well-defined swim lanes. But at the same time, AI is unlocking so many new possibilities, whereby if you start thinking about your career as a collection of highly adaptable skills that you can use not just for your current role, but towards newer roles. In fact, one thing that I've realized through this journey is we see a real mindset shift in how Indian young professionals think about their careers. To them, the top three things that matter when it comes to career growth is learning something new. It's making sure their roles fit their skills and purpose being an equivalent factor. And they are seeing any job they do as building confidence towards taking their next step. And that next step doesn't have to be employment. It could be entrepreneurship. So when we think about serving these audiences, we are trying to give them that clarity. And that's why we publish the annual LinkedIn Grads Guide, which gives these early career signals on how job seekers can find these jobs that are the fastest growing or sectors that are fastest growing. Recently in India, we launched our annual edition of Cities on the Rise. And one fascinating insight I had was to note that some of these roles that are the fastest growing are actually growing in non-metro cities like Vizag and Nashik and Ranchi, which then means that as a young professional entering the workforce, I just need to keep a broader horizon at the world. I need to look at possibilities that could use my skills towards roles I may not have ever thought of. And I need to be willing to go to places my predecessors never went to create a thriving career.
And what, according to you, how would the workplaces of future look like? Look at the crystal ball and tell me over the next 2 to 3 years, what, according to you, would these futuristic workplaces be like?
Yeah, if you find a crystal ball, do share it with me, Momita. Look, I think it's obvious that the world of work is changing, and it's changing fast. The skills that are necessary for jobs, even in India today, are 35% different from what it was a decade ago. And when you look at 2030, it's going to be 70% different. So it's clear that AI is accelerating this transformation, but it's also unlocking these new possibilities, which is why we believe that it's really important that we stick to our core beliefs that have always been part of the founding of LinkedIn, which is that the value of human intuition and trusted networks is only going to increase. And at moments of uncertainty, what we can offer is not always certainty, but clarity through guidance and direction towards helping people navigate their careers.
Okay, fair enough. Kumaresh, a very high-profile US tech leader has taken repeated pot shots at LinkedIn, questioning the authenticity of interactions that happen on this platform. And I'd like to know from you, how do you respond to that kind of criticism, and how do you ensure that the platform indeed remains genuine and authentic in its interactions?
Momita, LinkedIn at the end of the day is a platform for economic opportunity. Like everything that we do at LinkedIn is all about this. How do we connect our members with economic opportunity by helping them build professional human relationships? This is why it's important to start thinking about every product we build. Take the feed as an example. The updates you see are from either people you know, so you can stay connected with them. You can celebrate their professional accomplishments, but you can also be there for them when they need to land on their feet. They may have lost a job, and you are there for them. Or when you see content from LinkedIn News or from expert voices, we invest in verifying these voices which is what helped us make LinkedIn the largest platform for verified professional identities on the internet. When it comes to engaging content, we do invest in formats like immersive video, but it's really important to understand that this is not blindly to drive watch time or engagement or dopamine hits. This is about making sure these moments help you grow as a professional, whether it is insights from industry leaders, career guidance, a day in the life of a professional who you may not know what they do on a daily basis, or my personal favorite, hearing directly from CEOs on the days that they announce their earnings. These are the ways in which we are trying to make sure every time you use LinkedIn, you grow as a professional.
Okay, and is there a number in terms of investment and hiring for India, for LinkedIn?
Without sharing specific numbers, I can say that India continues to be a key market for us, both as an R&D innovation center as well as a market to grow in. As an R&D innovation center, we are investing across the board, be it product, AI, infrastructure, employee productivity. And as a market, we are focused on growing in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And when you put this all together, we have a lot that's coming up right now, and I can't wait to share more with you in the next 3 months.
Leave us with 2 or 3 top advices for young graduates and youngsters.
You know, it's a great time to be entering the world of work if you are adventurous. I would say that, you know, historically, especially growing up in a conservative Indian household, I've had my parents tell me to follow the line, right? Like there are career paths that have been drawn and you follow it. Now, I feel like more than ever, the young workforce entering the world of work, they have the opportunity to draw their own lines. It is a moment for them to think more broadly. I'll give you one example from a student who was part of our AI coaches program. She is a trained musician, and she comes onto our job search product, the new AI-powered job search, and she types, "Help me find AI internships where I can apply my music skills." And the first result that popped up was an internship at Dolby Research in Bangalore. Now, the thing that was fascinating about this result was, one, neither the student nor her mentor knew that Dolby was even hiring in India. They both did not know that the title that one should search for is audio engineering. All she knew was she had music skills. It turns out that now with AI, members are finding opportunities they did not even know existed. So long as you can keep your mind open and be willing to explore new careers, new jobs, new locations, and invest in embracing AI and a trusted community, you'll find ways to navigate this uncertain world.
And Kumaresh, for those who are in their mid-careers, or indeed, the ones who are at an advanced stage of their career now, could we be looking at mass disruptions and mass job losses going ahead if they do not upskill and reskill themselves at this point of time? No matter, regardless of which industry they are from, regardless of which geography and location they work in.
If 50% of India's jobs on the rise this year did not exist 20 years ago, it's a really strong sign that at this point it's important to start thinking about our careers not as an exact job title, but as a set of highly adaptable and evolving skills, which then means that adaptability and upskilling are now a requirement to stay relevant in the workforce.
Kumaresh Pattabiraman, it was wonderful speaking to you, and thank you so much for taking out time for PTI.
Likewise, Mamita, wonderful talking to you, and I can't wait to talk to you in person next time.